Virginia is only one of 3 states where if you commit a felony, you lose your civil rights forever unless the governor personally intervenes to restore them. So what does that mean? Well, some people say you should have thought about that before you committed a crime, except that nobody commits or doesn't commit crimes when they're thinking about their ability to vote in the future. Like, that doesn't even come into the equation. As a matter of fact, all the studies show that punishment, or the seriousness or the duration of punishment, does not serve as a deterrent at all. But that aside, it should really be about whether we want people to succeed when they get out or not. So if somebody gets out and they can't succeed and they're not considered a member of society and they're asked to pay taxes but not have representation, which we literally fought a war over, well, how do we expect them to reintegrate? And how do we expect them to succeed? Because if they don't succeed, that hurts everybody. If somebody gets out of prison and commits another crime and creates another victim, that doesn't help anybody. So the people who are saying, you should have thought about that, are really saying, I don't care if more people get hurt because I just want to punish people. It doesn't make sense. So the whole question is really about inclusion and feel. Does it feel good to pay taxes and not get representation? No. Does it feel good to not get a jury call? Well, maybe. Some people don't want to do it, but I personally would like to go do jury duty because having been on the other side, I've seen justice, injustice, things in between. I've seen wild things by juries. I've seen wild things by judges, and I don't want to not convict somebody. If I see somebody convicted of a crime, what I would want to argue for is, can we make justice out of this? Is there a way for restoration? Is there a way to make this better? Or if this person is dangerous, how can we remove them from society? Because I'm out here, my family is out here, my friends are out here. I don't want somebody out here preying upon other people. And if someone is genuinely a predator, I want them kept away from society, either until they can be reformed or until they're just not a threat anymore. So when we ask people about restoration of rights, what does it mean? Well, to me, it means being a full citizen. Like, I've never voted in my life, because I went to prison right at 18, right at the point where I couldn't vote. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting out of prison and I don't have any rights. Now, I was really fortunate because the governor who granted me a conditional pardon also restored my rights. And not everybody has that. There are 250,000 people in Virginia alone that cannot vote, that cannot hold office, that cannot serve on a jury, that cannot be a notary public, for God's sake, because of a felony conviction. And this doesn't make sense to me. And there was a bill in front of the General Assembly. So to do a constitutional amendment in Virginia, you need to go in front of 2 General Assemblies, and then it can be put on the ballot for everyone to vote on. And the idea is, okay, the will of the people. So the first year it went through and it passed, and everybody said, you know what, you're right. We should allow the people of Virginia to decide whether people's rights should be restored once they get out of prison. This year, in subcommittee, in a really kind of tricky backwoods deal, they managed to get it killed because they didn't want the people of Virginia to have the voice on whether people's rights would be restored or not. And to me, that's crazy. Like, you cannot call yourself part of a democracy or part of a republic if you literally want to take the freedom to choose away from the people. That is not what our country is about. But the issue for me is, do we want people to succeed? I think we do. And I want to give them as much right and responsibility as we can. Should they have to pay for their crime? Sure. I mean, that's why they go to prison. That's why they're not around their family. That's why they pay restitution and they pay court costs and they pay fines. They do all the things they do. But once they're done with that, I want to see them back included in society. I want to see them succeeded and thriving. I want to make sure that they're doing well so that they're contributing rather than taking away. And I think a big part of that is offering people full citizenship, full participation, and full obligation. So when I was part of a mental health treatment program, we had a thing we did with the guys who were really problematic. The guys who didn't want to participate or would act up or would always just be a total pain in the ass. What we would do is we would give them an obligation. We would give them a responsibility. Hey, I really need your help. I need you to be the one who makes sure that everybody shows up. Or I need you to be the one who makes sure that everybody tells their story. Or I need you to be the one. And these guys who were a pain in the ass and didn't want to participate are suddenly excited about the fact that they have a role to play, that they have a voice, that they have something to do. And in 9 out of 10 of those situations, those guys became some of the best guys in our programs or classes because we gave them the opportunity to do something bigger than themselves. So when we talk about restoring people's civil rights, whether it's to hold office or to vote, we're giving them the opportunity to participate in something bigger than themselves. And if you want to give a person a carrot, if you want to give a person a reason to succeed, give them the opportunity to be better than they are and to be part of something bigger than they are. And when we restore people's civil rights, that's exactly what we're doing.